Hello everyone, my name is Ian, you're watching Big Rock Moto, and thank you so much for tuning in today. So here's what you can expect in today's video. What I want to do is take you on a walk around of my BMW R1250GS Adventure model year 2021 and show you a lot of the parts and accessories and upgrades that I've personally been testing over the past year and that I can personally recommend. I get a lot of questions in the comments in my videos about what is this part? How does that work? Where do you get this? So we're going to answer all that right now. Now, full disclaimer, some of the parts that I'm showing, I do get a small commission if you buy them from Revzilla or from Rocky Mountain. If it's not on those websites, then I don't get a small commission, but I get a commission on anything you buy on those websites. So it's not just these parts, it'd be anything you buy. So pretty much everything you see here in the video, I think actually everything you see, I actually had to pay my own money for. I don't get these parts for free. And if I did, I would let you know. So anyway, that's my disclaimer, but let's go ahead and start the walk around. Now, I will say, if you have any questions or comments about any of this stuff, please do let me know in the comments and I will answer your question. So it's an absolutely gorgeous motorcycle and I'm so lucky to have it. I mean, just looking at it here like this, I'm just drooling over it. Even though I've had this thing for almost a year, it's just such a well-engineered bike, and gosh, it's just so purposeful and functional looking. I just can't really get over it. So why don't we start up here towards the front of the motorcycle? Why don't we start at the top? A lot of people ask me about this. This is a Puig clip-on windshield visor. And what you can do with this is you can adjust this to all different types of positions, up and down. You can angle the wind flow. What it does is it reduces the wind buffeting and also allows you to extend your wind protection even higher. So I'm using the stock GSA windshield, and with the addition of this is the large version. I also have the medium version, which I've shown in other videos on other bikes, and these will be linked below. The Revzilla sells these. Anyway, I highly recommend that. Really reduces the buffeting coming off the screen. Moving down here, I've got to protect the headlights. So on the 21GS, they have the dynamic headlight, which swivels through corners, and I think it's like $2,000 if you break it, so you don't want to do that. So this is a Puig headlight protector. It simply goes on with these screws in about 5 minutes, and it works great. Cleaning it, you can kind of slip your cleaning cloth or whatever behind here to clean it, so I haven't found the need to take it off myself. Here you can see the Denali D4 driving lights. These are some of the best aftermarket lights on the market. Extremely high quality, extremely good light pattern with this kind of fog light and driving light combined pattern. They're insanely bright. When they connect to the BMW through the Denali CanSmart, which I'll also link below, you can control flashing patterns, strobes. When you hit the horn, it'll strobe the lights. You can set the intensity, and it's connected to your high beam switch and all your factory wiring and switches. So it integrates incredibly well with the BMW, and I highly recommend picking those up. And it's also on the Denali mount specifically for this motorcycle. Also up in here, very difficult to see, but I have the Denali Sound Bomb air horn. It's extremely loud, a very good safety feature. I will say that when you're mounting it, be very careful to get the mount very tight and secure, because it's very close to the forks. And if you don't have it tightened up, it could get loose and then start to interfere with your fork. So really be careful on that. Working our way down the side of the motorcycle, I have these amber fog light covers. I wanted to make the fog lights an amber color for getting the attention of drivers. I picked these up off eBay. Amazon also sells them, so I don't get any commission from that. They're just cheap little covers, and they actually work really well. I'm very happy with them. I think they were around $40. These highway pegs are from Revzilla. They're a very, I don't want to say low end, but they're a budget option, and they simply bolt onto the crash bars. I'll link the exact units, but they bolt onto the crash bars and give you a great place to rest your feet on those long rides. So something I've always talked about with the GS is that you need to protect your cylinder head covers. If you have crash bars, that is not enough. You also need to get these Machine Art Moto cylinder head covers. They're going to be specific for what model GS you have. What they do is, if you're to fall and hit some rocks here, they protect the cylinder head cover from getting a hole in it. So that's a very important thing to have. I highly recommend those. I've used them on all my boxer bikes that I've owned, so highly recommend that. So down here, kind of hard to get the camera in the right angle, but this is the Touratech Rally Form skid plate. I'm not sure if Revzilla sells it. If they do, I'll link it below. But I'm very, very happy with the way it fits, the way it integrates with the bike, and looks like a factory part of the motorcycle. And it's a very, very nice, thick aluminum, and very happy with how it's very easy to mount. So I have no reservations in recommending that. I typically don't use a lot of Touratech parts because I find they're kind of expensive, but I was very happy with that unit. I've got the stock foot pegs, and that's the stock brake lever there, stock center stand. Let's move back up here to the handlebars. So I use Barkbuster VPS handguards. You can get these with the larger shield. I think those are called the Storm. I just have the VPS ones, which have this extendable thing that you can put on. The reason you want to have metal handguards is that if you drop your bike or if you ride off-road on the trails, you'll protect it from breaking your clutch and brake levers. It also protects your hands if you were to hit a tree. The reason I like Barkbuster is they're specifically made for the motorcycle that you have. So they mount up, and it's very, very factory look. It uses the bar end weights that come with the BMW, and no problems mounting them. It's not like a universal application, and they provide a lot of protection. Barkbuster is a proven brand in the handguard industry, so very happy to have those. Tank bags. I've had a lot of questions about the tank bag. So as you can see, the tank bag actually really does not contact the bodywork, which is nice for not getting it scratched up. It also uses a easy release. Of course, it's hard to do with one hand, but you simply pull this red cable, and you see it uses this Fidlock closure system. I'll show you how to install it. To install it, you simply put the bag on the top of the bike, and it locks itself into place. That's installed. It's amazing how well that works. This is the SW Motec Quick Lock Pro series of tank bags. This is what they call the city tank bag. They also have a larger one that's actually called the GS, and then they have some smaller ones as well. But I recommend the whole system. It works very, very well. I have a whole video dedicated to the Garmin Zumo XT GPS, but I highly recommend this GPS. I have a whole video on how to mount it to the GS and go into the factory wiring. I'd appreciate if you buy your Zumo XT either through Rocky Mountain or Revzilla. They both sell the unit, and I highly recommend it as an alternative, a more efficient alternative to the BMW Navigator. It's much more fully featured and works much better, in my opinion, than the BMW units do. So the luggage, I get a lot of questions about these bags. So these are Bumot. I don't know how to say it. It's a European pronunciation, but very good quality soft luggage. So what you have is a very easy to get into, doing this with one hand. They have a Velcro closure on the top, but then what they have, I don't have the dry bags here. They're in the garage, but they have an inner dry bag. So they're a two bag system, inner dry bag, roll top. You put that in, and then you close the outer bag. They're very tough. They're very durable. They have these bottle holders here and here. But one of the amazing things about these bags is right here. You see this? The bags actually lock to the existing factory BMW luggage racks. Look at that. Look how easy they are to go on and off. And then you get this, they have this metal backing plate, and these are the factory racks. So you don't need to worry about getting a different rack or spending money. They just go in here. So they're very good value for what you get. And I've been very, very happy with those. I have gone on tour with them. I also wanted to mention I have the Denali, I think this is the B6 they call it, the brake light. It integrates again to that Denali CanSmart system. So it plugs into all the factory wiring. It strobes, and you can configure the strobing pattern through the Denali software of whether you want it to keep strobing or you want it to strobe 3 times and then stop, which is what's legal here in California where I live. So it looks factory, it works amazingly well, and will reduce your chance of being rear-ended by a car that can't see you. I get a lot of questions about the tail bags that I use. So I'm not sponsored by Rig Gear. Let me say that again, I'm not sponsored by them. I actually have to pay my own money for these things. But Rig Gear has really, really nice luggage for adventure bikes. This is the large adventure tail bag, which is good for a bike like the GSA. For the smaller adventure bikes, I like the Dual Sport tail bag, and I'll link both of them below. Very good construction. It is expandable here with this zipper. I don't have this mounted because I'm just showing it for demonstration. It's expandable. You've got MOLLE webbing on the top, really good quality zippers. It's not waterproof, but you can use a rain cover for it if you want. And just very handy for when you don't want to run like side bags and you just need to take stuff along for a day, or you just want to have an easy access bag. So you can see a zipper compartment inside here. I really like these Rig Gear tail bags. They've held up really, really well for me. I knew I was forgetting something. So you see these pads here, these are from Tech Spec, and I highly recommend these. I use them on a lot of my motorcycles. They provide a nice grippy place for your knees. They also provide some protection for the paintwork on the gas tank and on the gas tank cover here. So if your jacket zipper is here, it won't scratch the tank, and also it allows your knees to grip so that when you're riding aggressively, you have a nice place to grip instead of the slippery factory surface. So they look good on the bike, they look factory integrated. Tech Spec, they're made specifically for the GSA or the GS. Revzilla has them, and I highly recommend those. All right, my camera battery is on empty. It's about to die, so we better wrap this up. If you have questions, comments, anything that I've missed, which I'm sure I have, please put that below. Thank you so much for watching. Please support the channel, and all the ways you can support the channel are below, including buying parts that I've recommended through either Revzilla or Rocky Mountain or through the other links that I provide. I really, really appreciate your guys' support. Ride safe, and we'll see you out there.